Have you ever stopped for a second and asked yourself, what if just 15 minutes today could change the next 15 years of my life? What if 15 minutes of focus, of discipline, of pure commitment could set you on a path that transforms everything? Your body, your career, your mindset, your future. Most people underestimate what they can do in a small moment. But that's where every great life begins, not with hours. Not with days, but with one small decision that says, I'm done being average, 15 minutes. That's all it takes to separate the dreamers from the doers, the successful from the spectators, the great from the good, because greatness doesn't start when you reach the top. It starts in silence when no one's watching. When you decide to do something meaningful with the minutes you have right now, look at the most disciplined athletes in the world, the ones who turned pressure into power, rejection into resilience, failure into fuel. None of them began as legends. They began as people who used their time differently. And no one understands this better than Cristiano Ronaldo. He didn't become one of the greatest because he was naturally gifted. He became the greatest because he treated time like gold. While others slept, he trained. While others complained, he worked. And while others talked about their dreams, he was busy building his... And that's the message you need to feel deep in your soul the next 15 years. Of your life will be shaped by how you spend your next 15 minutes. The human mind is wired to crave comfort. Psychology calls it the instant gratification trap. It's the part of your brain that wants pleasure right now, that whispers, "You'll start tomorrow." It tricks you into believing there's more time, more chances, more tomorrows waiting. But the truth is, tomorrow never comes. The only time that's real is this moment, right now. The 15 minutes you are holding in your hands. And here's what most people don't realize. Your habits, your success, your identity, they are built in tiny pockets of time like this. The brain learns through repetition, not intensity. That means it's not about doing something massive once. It's about doing something small every day. Ronaldo didn't train for 10 hours one day and then stop. He trained for 2 hours every single day, year after year, decade after decade. That's why his name is written in history, because he mastered the psychology of consistency. So, here's the truth that separates the average from the extraordinary. Most people waste their 15 minutes scrolling, talking, wishing. The few who change their lives use those same 15 minutes to act. It's not about how much time you have, it's about how you use it. You can complain for 15 minutes, or you can improve for 15 minutes. You can dream about success, or you can build it. Every single choice you make in that small window of time is shaping the person you're becoming. Imagine this. You decide to give just 15 minutes of real effort every day. 15 minutes of learning. Training, reading, pushing your limits. That's 5,475 minutes in a year. That's 91 hours of growth. 91 hours that most people will never invest in themselves. That's the difference between standing still and moving forward. Between being forgotten and becoming unstoppable. That's how champions are made. Not through luck. Not through shortcuts. Through small moments of intentional action repeated thousands of times. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't wait for motivation to find him. He created it. He trained when it was raining, when it was cold, when he was exhausted. He didn't wait to feel ready. He just started. That's what made him different. And that's what can make you different. Because the truth is, every second you waste doubting yourself is a second someone else is using to become better. Every minute you spend making excuses is a minute someone else is turning into progress. So here's the challenge. Before this video ends, promise yourself one thing. Give just 15 minutes today to something that makes your future proud of you. No distractions, no excuses, just pure, focused effort. And if you stay till the end of this video, you'll discover the real secret behind how those 15 minutes can reprogram your entire mindset for success. The same mindset that took a kid from Madeira, a kid who grew up in poverty, who was told he'd never make it, and turned him into one of the greatest athletes in the world. 15 minutes. That's all. You don't need more time. You need more focus. Because when you learn to master a single moment, you can master your entire life. Every minute counts. Every decision counts. Every action plants a seed for the future. So if you've ever dreamed of being more, doing more, becoming more, this is your moment. This is your 15 minutes, and what you do with it will echo for the next 15 years. Everyone talks about talent, how some people are born gifted, faster, stronger, smarter. But here's the truth that most people never accept. Talent is nothing without discipline. Talent might open the door, but discipline is what walks you through it. The difference between people who dream and people who dominate their field isn't talent. It's consistency. It's that unshakable commitment to show up every single day, even when no one's watching, even when it hurts, even when it feels impossible. Discipline is the silent power behind every success story. It's what separates Cristiano Ronaldo from the thousands of other players who had the same dream but never made it, because he understood something vital. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. Talent can make you look good for a while, but discipline makes you great for a lifetime. It's easy to work hard when everything is going your way. It's easy to be confident when the world is cheering for you. But what about when you fail? When the world goes quiet? When no one believes in you anymore? That's when discipline takes over. That's when it becomes your greatest strength. Most people give up not because they're weak, but because they expect results too soon. They want success now. They want recognition today. But discipline teaches patience. It trains your mind to play the long game. It reminds you that what you do every day matters more than what you do once in a while. Think about it. Every time you say no to distraction, you build strength. Every time you train when you don't feel like it, you build resilience. Every time you keep going when your mind says stop, you build character. That's the psychology of winners. They don't chase comfort, they chase growth. Ronaldo didn't become great because of one lucky break or one magical season. He became great because he repeated the same small disciplines for decades. The early mornings, the extra training sessions, the relentless focus on recovery, nutrition, and self-improvement. He created a system of discipline so powerful that even when motivation disappeared, habit took over. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a decision. Motivation fades. Discipline stays, and that's why most people never reach their full potential, because they wait to feel inspired before taking action. But here's the truth that can change your life. You don't need to feel like it to do it. The human brain is wired for repetition. Every time you act despite resistance, you're rewiring your mind to push through limits. You're training yourself to do what others won't. Discipline is not about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about doing what needs to be done, whether you're in the mood or not. And that's the mindset that builds legends. When you understand that discipline is freedom, not punishment, everything changes. Because real freedom doesn't come from doing whatever you want. It comes from knowing you can control yourself, your focus, your habits, your emotions. That's power. That's mastery. Ronaldo knew that talent fades without discipline. He treated every training session like it was his last. Every match, like it was a final. Every day like it was a test. Because he knew that the price of greatness is consistency. He refused to be outworked. And that's what gave him an edge that talent alone could never match. You see, talent can be defeated by laziness. But discipline? Discipline defeats everything, doubt, fear, and even failure. Because discipline doesn't care how you feel. It only cares that you show up. And here's what human psychology tells us. The brain loves familiarity. It will always choose what feels easy, what feels safe. That's why so many people get stuck in the same place. They choose comfort over challenge, pleasure over purpose, distraction over direction. But the moment you start choosing discipline over desire, your life begins to shift. You become unstoppable. The secret of progress is simple. You will never rise higher than your standards. If your standards are low, your results will be too. But if you raise your standards, if you demand more from yourself every single day, your mind will adapt. You'll become stronger, sharper, more focused. That's how you win, by setting standards that scare you and then having the discipline to meet them. So ask yourself, what do you want your next 15 years to look like? Because your answer doesn't matter nearly as much as your habits do. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need ideal conditions. You just need the discipline to take action, again and again, until the world has no choice but to notice. Discipline is not about forcing yourself to work. It's about training your mind to love progress more than comfort. And once you understand that, you'll never look at effort the same way again. Because you'll see what Ronaldo saw, that every repetition, every choice, every minute invested with discipline is building something extraordinary inside you. It's not just building strength, it's building a future. And the truth is, if you can master your discipline for 15 minutes a day, if you can win those small battles, you can shape the next 15 years of your life. Because in the end, talent might start the race, but discipline always finishes it. Have you ever wondered why some people seem unstoppable, like nothing can break their focus, their consistency, their drive, while others give up after a few days? Even with the same goals? The answer lies in one simple word: habits. Habits shape everything. Your success, your confidence, your mindset, your future, all are built on what you do repeatedly, not occasionally. Motivation may spark action, but habits are what sustain it. Think about this. Every day, you're building habits, whether you realize it or not. The way you wake up, the way you react to challenges, the way you handle stress, the way you spend your free time. All of it is programming your mind. Every choice you make is a vote for the kind of person you're becoming. The truth is, habits are the hidden blueprint of success. They work silently beneath the surface, shaping your destiny without asking for permission. And the most powerful people in the world, in sports, business, or life, don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems. Systems built from unbreakable habits. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't become one of the greatest athletes on the planet because he felt motivated every day. He became great because he built habits that didn't depend on how he felt. He trained when he was tired. He ate clean when he wanted to cheat. He pushed harder when his body screamed to stop. Because for him, excellence wasn't an act. It was a habit, and that's the secret you need to understand. Your habits either make you or break you. If you build strong habits, you don't have to fight with yourself every morning. You don't have to rely on willpower alone, because your brain starts doing what's right automatically. The first few days might feel like a battle, but the moment consistency kicks in, your habits take control. And that's when you become unstoppable. Here's the psychology behind it. Your brain is wired to seek patterns. When you repeat something enough times, your brain moves it from the effort zone to the automatic zone. That's why at first change feels hard, because your mind is breaking old patterns and replacing them with new ones. But if you stay consistent long enough, what once felt impossible becomes effortless. That's how champions think. They don't focus on doing one big thing right. They focus on doing the small things right every single day. Because small actions repeated daily compound into massive results. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're building a habit. Every time you stick to your goal instead of giving up, you're building mental strength. Every time you take a step forward, no matter how small, you're proving to yourself that you can trust yourself. And that self-trust, that inner belief, is what changes your entire life. Ronaldo didn't just train his body, and he trained his mind. He created rituals that fueled his growth. He surrounded himself with structure, not comfort. And that's what you need to do. Build rituals that align with the life you want. If you want energy, build habits that give you energy. If you want confidence, build habits that challenge your fears. If you want success, build habits that demand consistency. The key is not perfection, it's persistence. Because habits aren't built in one day. They're built every day, through the repetition of small wins, small sacrifices, small decisions that seem unimportant in the moment, but define everything in the long run. Most people quit before their new habits have time to take root. They expect results in days when success takes months. But the ones who keep going, who trust the process, who stick to the grind, they reach a point where effort becomes instinct. That's where mastery begins. Imagine this. Every single day, you commit just 15 minutes to your goal. 15 minutes of laser focus. 15 minutes of doing what matters most. No distractions, no excuses. Now imagine doing that for 1 year. You'd have nearly 90 hours of focused work invested in your dream. Not by chance, but by habit. That's how you create momentum. That's how you build a future that compounds like interest. The small choices you make today, they might not look like much, but they are stacking up. Brick by brick, habit by habit, you are constructing the foundation of your future. And here's the part most people miss. Building habits isn't about discipline alone. It's about identity. You have to start seeing yourself as the kind of person who follows through, the kind of person who doesn't quit, the kind of person who does what they said they'd do long after the mood they said it in has left. Because once your identity shifts, your actions follow. You no longer try to be consistent. You are consistent. You no longer try to be focused. You are focused. That's what unbreakable habits do. They transform your mindset, your standards, and your future. So stop waiting for motivation. Start building structure. Stop hoping for change. Start becoming change. Remember, the small habits you repeat daily are carving the next 15 years of your life. They may look invisible today, but one day the world will see the results of every small decision you made when no one was watching. Habits don't just build routines, they build destinies. And when your habits become unbreakable, your success becomes inevitable. Have you ever noticed how every story of greatness begins with pain? Not comfort, not ease, but pain, deep, uncomfortable, often unbearable pain. The kind that breaks most people, the kind that tests every part of your soul. Yet somehow the strongest ones rise through it. They don't run from it. They rise because of it. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Pain is the price of progress. You can't grow without it. You can't evolve without it. You can't reach greatness without learning to endure it. Every champion, every icon, every person who made history, they didn't escape pain. They mastered it. They used it as fuel. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't become who he is because life was easy for him. He became who he is because he refused to give up when life was hard. He used pain as a weapon, a driving force to push himself when no one was watching. When others slept, he trained. When others doubted him, he believed. When others gave excuses, he gave everything. That's what separates champions from dreamers. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your greatest teacher. It's the universe asking you one question. How much do you really want it? Because everyone says they want success. Everyone says they want to be great. But when life hits hard, when plans fall apart, when the dream feels too far away, that's when the truth is revealed. Most people quit. But the few who don't, the few who keep going through the fire, they're the ones who rise. Psychologically, our minds are wired to avoid pain. That's human nature. But the paradox of growth is this. To become your best self, you must run straight into the very thing you fear. Because what you avoid controls you, and what you confront transforms you. The gym of life doesn't build strength through ease. It builds strength through resistance. Every setback, every heartbreak, every rejection is a weight designed to strengthen your spirit. And just like in training, the heavier the weight, the stronger you become when you keep lifting it. That's how champions are built. Not in victory, but in struggle. Not in applause, but in silence. Pain doesn't break the strong, it reveals them. It shows you what you're made of. It strips away your excuses, your limits, your doubts, and forces you to face the raw truth. That greatness isn't found in comfort, but in consistency through pain. Most people wait for the pain to go away before they move forward. They say, I'll start when I feel better. I'll continue when things get easier. But what they don't realize is, the pain is the process. It's shaping you, preparing you, building the resilience you'll need to carry success when it finally arrives. Think about Ronaldo's career. The injuries, the losses, the criticism, the sacrifices. The constant pressure to perform at the highest level every single day. It's not just talent that carried him through that. It's pain. The pain of discipline, the pain of sacrifice, the pain of never being satisfied. He learned to be comfortable in discomfort, and that's what made him unstoppable. Every time you face pain, physical, emotional, or mental, you're being given a chance to grow. You're being tested. The question is, will you run from it or rise through it? Because the ones who rise don't just survive pain, they use it as proof that they're stronger than anything trying to hold them back. When you train your mind to see pain not as punishment, but as preparation, everything changes. The fear fades, the doubt weakens, and what's left is a fire that no obstacle can extinguish. You can't control the storms life brings, but you can control how you walk through them. And every storm you face is shaping you for the sun that comes after. The broken pieces you collect along the way become the armor you wear when life tests you again. That's why champions never fear pain. They respect it. They know every scar has a purpose. Every failure holds a lesson. Every loss is building a foundation for the comeback. So the next time you feel pain, don't ask, "Why me?" Ask, "What is this teaching me?" Don't resist it. Embrace it. Don't curse the struggle. Study it. Because pain always leaves behind a gift. It may not be obvious now, but one day you'll look back and realize the pain you once hated became the turning point of your life.